Welcome to the Patio. I am T, and look, there's only a couple of us here tonight, but we come to you every Tuesday, every Thursday, and we tell you about the headlines of the day. If we're the only source of news you have in your life, that's probably a great thing because you're not that worried about it.
Might be sad.
No, it's a great thing because we bring you the perspective that you care about, similar to you. But let's get through the first things first. Father Fortenberry, how are you this fine evening?
I'm ready to get this week over. I was going to come up with some energetic speech, but nope. This week has sucked. I'm ready to get it over with, get to the weekend so I can drink. I mean, I'm drinking now, but
I'm going to say, when did it ever...
what are we doing now?
When did it ever
that way I can drink and then have a hangover the next day.
So that he can drink heavily.
DW, how are you this fine evening?
I'm doing well.
Thursday morning, whatever day it is.
Got a short name, easy to spell.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
DW.
Okay.
I thought it was D.
It was D-E-W.
Oh, man.
D-E-E.
I kind of like going back and forth
How do
when
you
you
spell it?
guys
How do
where
you
the
spell
camera
W?
moves. That's kind of cool.
Owen made one of them D's
Whoa.
nuts jokes
Yeah, and it had a
Dude.
W in it.
in front of his mama.
Oh.
And he made one, and it was so funny, man. He said D's on your chin. So funny.
Look, I made one day. I didn't realize MG was sitting there, and Charlie kind of got a little aggravated. And I look over, and MG's just laughing her ass off. She said, "We do those too." I was like, "Oh, great."
We, meaning her and her friend.
Her and her friends do these nuts
Of
jokes.
course.
We have a rule at our house: if it's funny, like
You can say
belly
it.
laugh funny, you don't get in trouble for it. But it better be funny if you're going to bring it.
Speaking of funny, let's talk about the funniest guy out there. It's your favorite
It's a
president.
comedian.
Is he a comedian? I guess he's.
It makes us laugh.
It makes us laugh. Let me see if.
I don't even laugh at him anymore, man.
It's just sad, actually. Let's see what he's got to say.
I shouldn't be so familiar. Mr. Zelensky and I talked about.
You didn't hear it at first, but he first says Vladimir.
I shouldn't be so familiar.
Vladimir now.
His dead eyes. It's just like nothing's there.
I shouldn't be so familiar.
Next to
Mr. Zelensky and I talked about the kind of guarantees we could make in the meantime.
He basically went over there and doesn't even know who the hell he's talking to. He's in the Ukraine. And now he has suggested that he pledges more money to the war. He told them, they couldn't join NATO. He didn't feel like he should join NATO. He said last week.
Now, I agree with him on that.
Well, but he
he's
changed
right.
his tune today.
Oh, I
And said that if you do certain things, I think, we would welcome you into NATO. And guess what happens as soon as he welcomes them into NATO?
Article 5.
We are at war. World war. There's a lot going on that the media is probably not talking about. I couldn't even find stories about some of it, but there's going on out there. We got this. We got they sent the cluster bombs into the Ukraine. Was it not 12 months ago that when Russia started using cluster bombs, we were told that was a
You know what we should just do?
Google
If
cluster
we're going to
bomb.
go as
war
far as
crime.
we went, just go over and handle it for them and then come back. Be done with it.
and
Quit pussyfooting around. Either put both feet in or get out.
well, there's no one.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There's no one
Pussyfooting
that
around.
believes
You just want to keep saying it, don't you?
he likes
Pussyfooting
saying that,
around.
yeah. There's no one that doesn't think we're already there.
No, we're at war.
So I saw
They couldn't last this
I
long.
saw a
if it
car
wasn't
driving
for
in
us.
front of me yesterday, and they had a big old Ukraine flag on the back of the car. And I can't.
Probably can't point Ukraine out on a map.
No, and I just that's comical.
I saw a car driving in front of me yesterday. It said had a bumper sticker. It said, "I love prostitute. I love my prostitute."
Well, as long as you love yours, that's what
I'm
counts.
sure most people do love their prostitute.
I don't think he knows that that's other people's too.
Yeah.
You gotta pull your mic up to
She doesn't become a prostitute.
Hey, don't tell me what to do, James.
That's what I was like, something's wrong. I couldn't
Yeah.
put my hand up.
So, but now you gotta call them sex workers. You can't call them prostitutes.
That's true. That'd be downplaying.
Look, I listened to a show today, and now you can't say homeless; you say unhoused, which is stupid because it's the same thing. You're saying the exact same thing.
What do you call a cold sex worker?
Dead prostitute.
Frosty Prosty. I made that joke up just then.
Frosty.
That's good, isn't it?
Frosty.
Not really, no. But
That was a Gary joke. That was in honor of Gary.
Gary would have had a chemical compound involved in it, though.
Yeah, he probably and something to do with dad. Had been a good dad joke. So Biden, he now admits he is considering giving Ukraine long-range missiles capable of reaching Russia and Crimea on top of the cluster bombs.
How long do they need to be? I mean, it ain't that far away.
I guess he's going to give
mean,
them
right.
the the weapons necessary to hit
Moscow.
Moscow.
I thought
That's
they
what
already.
they're looking for.
Okay, so have y'all seen where I keep saying the Ukraine, where Ukraine put out basically a news report what would happen if Russia burns down this nuclear power plant.
I have not gotten into the details, but they act like
How suspicious is that?
But
That would be like me walking up to somebody, telling somebody, "Boy, it'd be bad if you kicked me in the nuts."
well, but supposedly it'd be worse than the Chernobyl event.
So why would you even bring it up?
Well, because they've planted mines, I think, around explosives around it.
Sops, man. I swear to God, it's sops. This is inside work going on.
So all of this is leading to the next deal. So we got Biden giving all of our money to
Said it right. The next
Ukraine.
deal for the Biden family. Hey, what if Hunter Biden's really our president?
He may be president of Ukraine.
He might be calling the shots for real.
Look, on a serious note, though, if we want to give money to the Ukraine, what if the Bidens just did pro bono work for them? They got all the money.
They'd save a lot of money.
They would save them millions.
Yeah, let's make a suggestion right now. Joe, Hunter, y'all just do pro bono work and we'll save the country millions and millions. I bet Trump would do it pro bono. You know he would. He wouldn't take no money. He'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it pro bono.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
It's great.
But also in the news, something else we should be a little bit worried about, and I had trouble finding a story about this. BRICS nations. Look, we talked about this back in probably March or whatever. The BRICS nations. Jamie, do you remember what the BRICS nations are? What they do?
Baton
What they
Rouge
refers to?
It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
Oh, it is. See, I was thinking it was Saudi Arabia. I was wrong about that.
But now Saudi Arabia is part of it, but they're not the title name. And basically, all it is all these countries are removing the dollar as their backup currency, and they're going to a gold standard.
So apparently, Brazil, Russia, and South Africa are primarily natural resource exporters and were badly affected by the global commodity price bust of 2014. So this dates way back. So all transactions globally are settled in U.S. dollars. Specifically, the oil transactions are the one that gets the most attention. So a country like China changes over to dollars before they buy something from South Africa.
Which, in their defense, is pointless. Why would, it's...
it is the way it was decided.
But it's a way to artificially prop up the dollar.
Yeah, that's the problem. And so they're now claiming that they have a currency that they will use that is backed by gold, and that gold will be the new standard. And there are now at least 41 countries that are signing on to take part of this. And it's supposed to go in effect. They're supposed to start using this new dollar as early as August of this year.
All right, so what's our next move? We bring George Washington back from the dead, and we go take all their gold.
War. I
Can't base it on gold if you don't have
Jamie
any.
and I actually listened to Tim Pool, so we
Dadgummit.
both heard the same point of view probably earlier today or the last day. But he's suggesting that that's why you're seeing all of this posturing now in the Ukraine, because if we do not go to war, then we just let it go. And there's a lot of people thinking our economy is headed to bust. I know it doesn't appear that way.
If the dollar is removed, if BRICS is successful, it will move us into a economic world we've never seen. And that's let me rephrase that we haven't seen in the last 100 years.
Because we don't have anything else to barter with the world. Because
we produce nothing.
We've shut off our oil fields.
We produce nothing.
We're a net importer of everything. Oh, we do produce things.
Yeah,
we produce
things.
Basketball players.
Dylan Mulvaney, and social
Basketball players
media
and
television and movies, culture. We produce culture.
Well, you know where China gets a lot of its food, right?
Ukraine.
Well, here.
Yes, but I mean, yeah.
We are actually, Arkansas would be probably okay. We're the number one rice producer in the world. We make corn.
We'll see how long you guys can go without rice, damn it.
Yeah. They probably get it from Singapore or Vietnam or somewhere too. But no, I don't know, Jamie, we list a lot of stuff I think sometimes that kind of scares us or makes us worried about what the future holds. And
it gives me hope.
It gives you hope. For a great reset. Are you hoping for the great reset?
I think we need to shake off these binds and restart.
Ain't no need to be scared. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
The binds and restart.
Yeah.
Redistribution of wealth.
You know what's the old saying about hard times make strong men, or whatever it is,
and weak men make hard times.
Yeah. So I mean, we're in a weak man time.
We're in that weak cycle.
I mean,
Golly.
it's
You know, I do think there's hope though, because I think this next generation's a little bit.
Hey, you can't
tougher
make
than-
weak men though if nobody wants to be a man anymore.
Oh, they do.
What
they
generation?
just were women. I think they're younger kids, or
how young you talking? Because it's not.
I believe right now, 35 to probably 18-year-olds are they're stuck in this.
The soft ones.
Yeah, they're okay with the government providing them the $5 a week as long as they can play their video games and watch porn and have hookups. I think it's the ones behind them where it's now being shoved in their face that they have to accept the fact that you don't identify as a woman.
I hope you're right.
Or that, because think about it.
There's
When
still a
do
lot of
people-
tough rowdy boys around here that are in 13, 14, 15,
Well, but
12.
how many? Where's the kids who are against the establishment? Because the establishment is now what all these kids were 15 years ago. They're now the establishment is the left, it's the progressives, and the conservatives are on the fringe. The conservative kids, they're the ones that are. I think we got a potential. I think that especially if hard times hit, they're going to remember the hard times.
I'm fixing to say something that
Yeah.
you know. I always say shit I shouldn't. I called. I was talking to somebody the other day, and
Oh, this on TikTok you was talking about?
no, I was actually talking to somebody
In real
I don't,
life.
Yeah, I don't want to say names, but I have came to the conclusion that one of the, I guess there's no way to tiptoe around it. Black men seem to be a group of people that is getting softer way faster than anybody else. Like if you go look at painted fingernails, and like I've seen this more and more in younger black men. Painted fingernails and wearing the prissy clothes.
You will hear a lot of entertainers, older entertainers, making similar comments.
But I think a lot of this has to do with the culture that they see from basketball
I don't think it's
players.
solely about African American.
No, it's not a race thing. But what it is what's represented is a culture to them, and they're absorbing that culture. Just like when we were kids, gangbanging was the culture, and that's what a lot of kids are into.
Well,
I think that culture is built a lot on fashion.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I saw a guy the other day at the gas station. And this guy could have been 20. Had some tight ass pants on that came slightly below his shins.
That's the deal. I don't get is tight pants on men. I don't grasp it. Don't get it.
This dude had like culottes on.
Those pants will grasp it. Tight pants.
You know what culottes are?
Yeah. But they were tight culottes.
Yeah.
I don't know what a culotte is.
They come to like right here.
Oh, more like kung fu pants. I'd call them.
Yeah, I mean clam digger. No, not clam digger.
I'm happy that I'm the one that doesn't know what culottes
My
are.
grandma wore culottes.
My mother wore culottes, but they were more like long shorts that were
That
kind
your
of
grandma
drapey,
that I know?
like.
But I mean,
like
it's
a
and I
skirt.
realize like it's not tied to race, but that's what I keep seeing. And I think Donnie hit the nail on the head. It's a culture thing. When you go watch these NBA stars come out of the locker rooms and
They're
with,
heavy into
with
fashion.
fucking purses and all this bullshit on. It's hard not to
And that's
absorb that.
probably why when you see then John Morant with a toy gun driving around Memphis, that people come freaked out by it.
No toy. I mean,
Not a toy gun. Come on, Di's a toy gun.
And not
That's why I told everybody.
But moving forward on that conversation though, it's being preached to guys that don't be tough. You need to be soft.
I think you see the fashion thing promoted less in football than you do. I mean, it's pushed in basketball.
No, you're right.
They show guys
right.
on walkouts. They show the drip, the swag, all this stuff. They don't really show that.
And one thing too, though, football is you're a guy behind a mask. It's real
Physical.
Well, it's physical, but it's also not.
NBA used to be a lot more physical than it is today.
What would you say? Those guys are probably more manly.
Absolutely,
masculine, or whatever.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying the NBA players aren't manly and
no. I mean,
athletic,
you definitely have some manly dudes, but
I hate to.
Ain't nobody pushing around my dude Steven Adams.
Yeah, exactly.
He could go play football today.
Yeah, exactly.
Like right this second.
Kenny Lofton, is it Ken Lofton? Kenny Lofton, the playing
my
the
boy
G
Roly
League.
Poly boy, he's rolling around.
He's balling too, though.
He's
in
balling
the G
though.
League.
He's rolling around. Look like
but
Jamie.
it's a sad state for our younger kids.
That's
And
Jamie
about
if he
to
could
roll.
hoop.
Speaking of which, there was some tragedy in Memphis. Look, Memphis has moved up, maybe number one per capita with crimes. We're having a car stolen every 45 minutes. At Campbell's Clinic in Memphis, which is a well-known, I guess it'd be orthopedic.
Hell, I think everybody here.
Everyone's been. It's the orthopedic spot in Memphis.
I know.
I
And
think
they're very good.
They do the Grizzlies orthopedic stuff still, I think.
That's why I went to have my shoulder done because
They
they
are
do.
the
University of
spot.
Memphis, all those. Patient 29 killed. So this is how it sets up. He had an appointment. He was in the waiting room. Dr. Benjamin Mock walks in. He's a very good hand surgeon in Memphis. He's 43 years old. He walks in and the guy pulls a gun and shoots him. And then he's called as he's leaving. I still haven't heard a motive.
No idea.
Here in this story, it says it remains unclear what the shooter's motive was until yesterday. He had no criminal record.
So he just walks in the door and boom, gets shot.
That's it. I had heard originally that maybe this guy had messed up something on him or the guy had envisioned
Wasn't
it.
his
as
trigger
such,
finger, I
but-
guess.
No, but
Shoot.
I mean, look, I've gone to Memphis most of my life. You guys have too, for one way, shape, form, travel through it.
Go
Been
ahead,
all
out of
over,
my
late
square.
hours, late mornings. I've not been impacted by any of the crimes over there, and I'm probably jinxing myself. My truck will probably be stolen next week. But, it's getting to a point. Do you think twice before you go in the morning? I mean, we always go in the morning. Anybody thugs aren't out
I
in the
don't.
morning time.
Have I ever told you the story about me and Andy seeing the fight at the Exxon on Daddy Thomas?
Oh, you did, but you need to tell that on there. I'm sure Donnie's never heard this story.
He probably has.
This is a great story. This one is going to make TikTok.
So-
I promise you.
I wish Andy was here.
I do too, because it's a great one.
So me and Andy leave St.
I
Jude.
miss Andy.
I did too. He ain't dead, just FYI. So
Julian.
but me and Andy go to Exxon for a break or something. We're working at St. Jude.
So this is the Exxon on Poplar, just down
Yeah, it's on,
from
Poplar.
and Danny Thomas.
Not is
You sure it's not Danny Thomas Poplar? It's right there. There's one on the
it's
corner.
it's one on the yeah, it is Danny
It is
Thomas.
Danny
Yeah,
Thomas and Poplar.
You know what we're talking about?
I think so.
Okay. So we're sitting there, we come out of the gas station and we're working at St. Jude, so it's just like a 5-minute
And
trip.
you guys been there every morning for like
every morning. That's
every
where we're
morning.
going
And a lot
every
of
day.
people stopping in there. In the morning time.
There's a popular
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Gas station.
that spot.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
a lot of construction.
And so we're sitting there, and I walk out, and I hear just racial slurs going everywhere, dropping N-bombs. Dropping
This is
N-bombs.
a white fella.
So
you don't know who it is at
Well,
this
I
point.
turn
You just
around as a
said-
white guy, and being a white guy in Memphis, when I start hearing N-bombs going around, I'm looking for cover because I don't want to be accused of saying it. So
Right,
I'm
right.
I'm trying to dodge and weave and get my ass to the truck. Well, I look around, and there's a white guy yelling at a black guy. White guy is in a hospital gown.
Big old fella one.
Yeah, he's a big old man. He's probably like 6'3", 6'4", maybe 300 pounds.
Yeah.
But he's in a hospital gown. And, of course, as you can imagine, he enraged this black man. This black man was not happy. So I hear, "What'd you say to me, you cracker?" And he starts walking up to him with a white guy. And by this time, Andy's
Now,
working
you
his
can
way.
probably say that, right?
Crack, I
No,
say crack. I'm
probably.
white. I can say crack. That's our word.
Yeah.
Did he tell him he was glad he was already dressed for the hospital?
Well, hold on. Johnny, this takes a
Yeah.
turn you cannot see coming. I promise you.
And this time, Andy's coming out. And Andy starts like crab walking to the
He's
truck.
like ready to avoid
Yeah,
confrontation. Right?
he wanted to watch them, find his way to the truck so we can lock doors and watch. Because, everybody go watch. So we get there, and he gets to the truck. We're sitting there watching. They start squaring up, all rooster puffed up like this.
Like they're about to throw down.
The white
Throw
guy
beef.
reaches around, pulls a rag out of his ass.
No, that's crazy.
Because he had nothing on under his gown, right?
And he starts swinging this rag.
Okay. I think I know the exact surgery he had.
I don't.
So the horror in this young black man's face.
So it completely changes
Oh,
from
it-
frustration to
it
absolute
changed.
horror.
Oh,
He
no,
might as well have
fight
pulled a
nobody.
chainsaw out of his ass.
And I thought to myself, could you imagine fighting a man who had an ass rag?
With a doo-doo rag. Yeah, with a poop rag. A booty hole rag.
So he starts backing up. He says, Man, this white boy crazy. This white boy crazy. And he's steadily backing
He
up.
never thought that by him dropping the N-bomb and wearing a...
that wasn't a giveaway.
yeah, or that he was wearing a hospital.
But he
hat.
pulls out an ash rag. And it's,
I got to say, an ash rag is definitely...
so the black man like turns his back and starts hightailing it out of there. And this white guy looks around. He said, I told that in. I was in charge. Takes this rag, folds
put
it
it
up,
back in there?
sticks it right back in his ass.
Daggum.
You saw him insert it?
Well, I mean, I didn't like lean over and get a good
But
look.
you saw him insert it back into his rectum.
I'm pretty impressed.
And
this
me and Andy sitting in his
So
truck.
where did the guy go from there?
this is a completely.
Oh, well, no, me and huh?
This is a whole nother level of violence. Like,
Or
he's
depravity or whatever.
He's
So where
going
did
one
he-
level higher than
Where,
anyone
did he
else.
look kind of clean or did he look dirty? Did he look like he came from a
He
hospital?
had an ash rag too.
I know, but did he look like he'd been sleeping on streets or he looked like
No, okay. He looked like he was recently released. Or
just
no, he looked like he just left.
Yeah, he needed his shot or something. He was coming to get it. Where did y'all? How long did y'all stick around?
So instead of brass knuckles, he had ass knuckles. He wrapped it.
the old ash rag. So now I'm looking at Andy and I say, how about that old ash rag?
So where did he run off to after that?
Oh, he just kind of
just
slowly
went
walked
on where
away.
he
Just
was
walked
gonna
on down
go.
the street. They parted ways. And now, I really want to see how this is going to escalate, but the black guy made the right decision.
Well, that's like the dude that used to walk up to people on it was like TikTok or Facebook. I don't know what it was. He'd pull his shirt off and be like, "Let's go." So other people pull their shirt off and he'd start pulling his pants off. They run away.
Yeah,
Before you know it, he'd chase them down the street like almost naked.
So, everybody remembers the scene from Tropic Thunder where it said, "You never go full retard."
They like tear the
Yeah,
pants off.
you never fight full crazy. Is that what you just don't?
I want to say this dude
No,
normally
there's
wore
no-
tearaways.
We need a guy like that to send to the Ukraine. He probably had it cleared up.
So they say that you gotta go crazy when you get a fight, but somebody's already there. If they showed up crazy,
He brought his own rag.
Yeah. Let's switch gears for a minute.
And he wiped sweat off and then put it back.
All right, there's a controversy brewing around Jonah Hill. Now, I mean, this is totally different discussion right here. So there was news that came out, and the social media, the news outlets, they were bashing Jonah Hill because his ex-girlfriend made claims that she had been emotionally assaulted, I guess you'd say, or mistreated. And then she released a text between the two, and I think I'm gonna play the text.
I ain't gonna play it.
I'm gonna play it. This dude's talking about it, and just see what he has to say.
That's a dude off
You speak to control his girlfriend Sarah, his now ex-girlfriend, and it's important that we go over this misuse of therapy language.
Is that Dylan Mulvaney?
No, that's the guy off of
super problematic.
what's the show with the nerds?
Controlling behavior under a commonly accepted positive
Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
Boundaries, making it harder for the person on the receiving end, Sarah, to challenge it. Okay, so Jonah is basically telling his professional surfer girlfriend, I am not going to be with you if you surf with men, have boundaryless friendships with men, model, post pictures in a bathing suit, or post suggestive pictures, and are friends with women who are in unstable places. He goes on to say that these are my boundaries for a romantic relationship.
None of that seems like a stretch to me.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there because the way he read it,
Yeah,
he's projecting his feelings into it.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, when I first read the document,
Look at that dude.
yeah, I mean, really,
Man, he's probably
You know, I mean, like if you're
I'm gonna go
dating a professional surfer, don't you expect her to be in a bathing suit with men?
well, but he's also
Probably.
well, but no, I don't believe she was a professional surfer. I think she was into the surfer culture.
and saying surfing with men kind of leads me to believe something different than like you're all on the beach together.
Yeah, I mean,
I read more into that.
They on the same board.
look,
I mean,
Candace Owens had a completely different take on this. She's like, this sounded to me.
I need to know
it does to
more.
me. Well, no, this is it.
First of all,
Actually.
she's a bitch for releasing her private text messages. That right
Well, the
there
only
tells
reason
me
she did
everything.
that because he got a baby with another girl right now, and so
Hey,
so
good
I
for
guess
Jonah
she
Hill to
was-
find two women that have sex with him because
Yeah, he's kind of a. I guess when you got
oh
money,
man, hell, it looks
can't
better
have
than I
money.
do.
Well, you know,
Can't have
look,
money.
what I mean, he's laying down boundaries that he wants to keep. I mean, if you're in a relationship, if you don't like
Look,
the other person's
if you read it,
boundaries,
he's not rude about it. He just
no,
said,
but if he's putting them down, I mean, maybe he just ain't the dude for you.
That's what he's
like,
saying.
If it doesn't
He
work
said
for you, then leave.
If this is, or I don't even know if it was the
you don't want to
leave
be with
part.
this guy.
Like, look, he's like, hey, this is where I'm at in my life. I don't want that.
Well, that's fair enough.
I don't want you being thirsty. Your thirsty stuff all over the social media.
If this doesn't work for you, I
hanging out.
can't be with you.
Yeah,
So,
it's that simple.
And if she says, yeah, man, I just can't be with you, then fair enough. Y'all go your separate ways.
So they did.
Okay.
And then after the baby, this came out. Now everybody's bashing Jonah Hill. I mean, the dude has hardly been in the media or anything. Actually, War Dogs and Superbad's last thing I can remember him in.
And I think if
What?
Yeah, what was he in?
super bad.
Yeah, he was in
That's
Superbad.
20 years ago.
I know. He was good in Superbad.
I think if she would have laid down boundaries to him not to do certain things, and what's the
Now,
difference?
if that's how he met her and she was doing it, okay, well, dude, you're not going to
I thought you
change
said
it.
she was a professional surfer. I mean,
No,
if she's a
that dude
professional surfer.
That dude said she was. I don't believe she was. I mean, she
Whatever.
might have been. Anyway, but he's getting bashed over this, at least from the left, and they're almost like a Me Too thing. And when I read it, I just want to get your guys' take on it.
Now, first of all, like I said, I think she's probably a little bit of a bitch. I pulled up his movies that. So like I'm just blown away. Like since Superbad, we got
War Dogs, right?
I think his biggest one was probably the one with Channing Tatum. Wasn't that him?
What about the Wolf of Wall Street?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, he played a pretty wild character in that.
Yeah,
movie.
22 Jump Street. I mean, Sausage Party is my favorite movie of his, though. Have you ever watched Sausage Party?
Nope. Oh no, I never.
I
did.
haven't.
Dude, okay. If you like to imbibe in anything other than alcohol, sit down and watch that movie. It is a hoot.
That's funny.
On another dark note, there's a study that the FDA has received 60 reports of side effects associated with Ozempic, specifically causing people to wave of suicides in Americans.
What is the drug?
Ozempic, it's weight loss drug.
Okay.
What doesn't cause it now? Every commercial you hear says death, suicidal thoughts,
Ginger
heart attack.
Ginger actually,
blah, blah.
I don't pay attention to commercials, but almost all the commercials, at least once or twice during any commercial set, there's some type of pharmaceutical that's being, for some rare freaking disease that only probably like 4 people in the world have. And yes, you're right. The side effect could cause
They're
depression.
always like-
and
Don't you wish we go back to
There's
when they weren't
always-
allowed to advertise? I wish we go back to that.
it would never happen.
No, cat's out of the bag.
Big pharma controls everything. Big pharma,
Like
the
ABC News
military
is like
complex.
80% of their sponsorship is pharmaceuticals.
Okay, now hold on.
Who's that?
This changes.
News, like ABC News.
Oh, maybe they should be our sponsor.
So FG,
I'll tell you to take the shot.
okay, this changes a little bit. It says at least 60 reports of suicidal thoughts among patients taking weight loss drug or its sister medication Wegovy.
60 reports.
That's nothing.
Oh no,
That
that's
doesn't sound like
And it's
very many.
thoughts. It's suicidal thoughts.
Unless
It's
70 people took the medication. And then we
like-
got problems.
It's probably like 40 million people taking this medication.
Okay, I'm sure that many people take Tylenol and have.
I bet.
So
I
just
bet
say-
the average population there's
no.
more than that.
that made the news.
It was in Daily Mail, but yeah, it was on the news.
I mean, they barely want to discuss the fact that COVID only killed like less than 1%, and that makes the news.
That makes the news. Let's talk about your favorite Bud Light representative for a minute.
Lizzo. Have y'all heard the Lizzo challenge?
No.
Dylan Big and Veiny.
So the Lizzo challenge is all these people who like support Lizzo for her body positivity and all that. Like walk up to one of the women and say, "You're starting to look just like Lizzo,"
And that's a good thing?
and see if they think it's a good thing or not.
Oh, because they don't, then that makes them fat shame. Or,
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I dare you, Jamie. I want to record it when you go tell
Jamie.
people.
I gotta find one that's confident Lizzo.
Jamie. You're starting to look just like Lizzo.
Lizzo starting to look like me.
Oh, heck yeah.
I had this
probably
body before
closer
she
to me.
did.
She's starting to get
probably closer me,
sexy,
but
ain't
yeah.
she?
So, look, a CNN
She's nowhere
correspondent.
near as fuzzy as you are.
referred to TikTok influencer Dylan Mulvaney, who identifies as a transgender woman, as a male during a Tuesday segment covering transgender activists. Ryan Young detailed confusion and anger amongst the street interviews of people across the country. He actually ended up apologizing for it. So should we refer to him as a male now and see if we get blocked?
When did we have to? When did?
So we say he's undecided.
Look, if
Actually,
I can,
that's a good point.
If I can,
because he ain't had the downstairs mix up yet.
Oh, that's an old Greg reference.
That's old Greg.
So if I can refer to Lizzo as a plate of mashed potatoes, I can surely refer to him as a man.
Oh man,
Interesting. Speaking of Bud Light, though, Costco is selling its last round of Bud Light. It is removing Bud Light.
Is that a true story?
it's probably because of
So
sales.
in Washington Examiner,
sure, yeah.
the Bud Light boycott has seemingly reached a new milestone after Costco appeared to halt plans to restock the beer.
Well, I mean, I wonder if that's what it is. It's taking up space where they can put another beer
Dude,
that actually
a store
sells.
like Costco,
I mean,
that's how they operate.
I go to
they wanna
Walmart
sell,
and
they
I
wanna
get-
sell things, right?
I tell you what, when I was at the beach, okay, so I brought 2 30-packs of banquets.
Yep.
And when I got there, Tommy went to the liquor store, came back, he said, "You better be damn glad you brought your 2 30-packs.
Because they weren't in.
They said you cannot find banquets in Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Bud Light is eating up shelf space.
It is. Mm-hmm. It's eating up shelf space for somewhere where they could put a good beer that'll sell.
Go to Walmart, and there's a small section for Coors. Part of that is a smaller section for banquets. The rest is Coors Light. And then you have a massive selection for Bud Light. It's just now it sells, but it's not selling near as fast.
No, it's mostly sitting. Used to, which is why it has such a big section. It flew off the shelves.
Yeah.
Well, look, I need y'all to go hit that like button too. All right. And,
Yeah.
And you'll probably see a TikTok. We're probably going live here.
Yes. Got a good show for you.
Just the three of us.
Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else interesting.
Hey,
in
what
the
about
news real quick.
we never talked about the other day when
Oh, I got a good one.
the Army is changing their standards though for transgenders.
They already did that.
I know. We didn't talk about it though.
I thought we have.
Nope.
Or something else we were
I sent it
gonna-
to you.
Oh,
We
we
never
didn't
discussed-
play the LeBron James cracker video.
Play the video I sent you.
I'm about to play that one. All right, I got one play.
Donnie, you'll love this.
We're gonna save that over for Gary to get back.
Which one?
The one about the LeBron James video.
Okay, I wish this was Gary was here for this one too.
Oh, flat Earth.
A plane coming down from the North Pole, taking off down over to Australia, doing a nosedive.
The leprechaun.
Keeps going, and now a plane's landing in the South Pole,
Listen.
upside down on its roof. And now it's going to keep going, and keep going, and keep going. And now it's back out.
So pause it for a second.
Do another nosedive.
So this guy's train of thought is he's never flown in a plane upside down when he goes below the equator. So
It's got to be
So it's got to be flat.
so keep going.
Planes don't fly upside down.
What if I told you I'm not dead set on the fact that it's a spear?
People need to really seriously
Y'all
Look,
think different?
he
of
needs
it?
to spend more time at the dentist than he does on his ideas.
And when I flew to Perth,
Oh, God.
Oh, he flew to Perth.
sideways like this. No, I didn't.
He said I didn't fly sideways. Dagummit.
Like a skyscraper. No. And I know when I flew down to Melbourne for a cup of tea over Dabrago, I didn't do any nosedives.
Could you imagine if you were flying south and the whole time you were freaking like this in the plane?
That would have knocked the captain straight out of his cockpit. And I know that when we tried to take off, there's no way she could push that trolley up that aisle while we tried to climb
So,
up the north.
okay, I have several reasons that I don't believe the Earth is flat.
Well, it's like,
One is
Bro ain't playing.
what possible advantage would the entire government of the world get by convincing us round? There's not one.
There is.
There's zero.
Well, because there was a space race and we tried to prove we went somewhere that we probably
So the rest of
didn't go.
you think North Korea would cover for us?
Oh, but if North Korea came out tomorrow and said the Earth is flat, what would people say?
Well, I mean, would
Stupid-
Russia cover for us? I mean, all these
stupid
countries that
communists.
hate us. I mean, Iran would, if the Earth was flat, Iran would be like, no, they didn't go to the moon. It's
If
They're
the
all in
Earth
space.
was flat, then the satellites wouldn't work. Per se.
exactly flat satellites wouldn't work.
Maybe they would. Actually.
How would they?
Because they're
Because they wouldn't
they're
have to
pretty much
worry. Jamie, they
stationary.
wouldn't have to worry about the bottom.
They're pretty much
It's
stationary.
flat. Ain't nobody on the bottom, daggum it.
But now I must say, and maybe it's the thing I'm looking at. He was hitting on one of the other conspiracy theories about the moon. The more you dig into that, the more you can convince yourself we might not have been
I
to the
don't
moon.
think we did.
Look,
We may have flown around the moon like Apollo 13 or whatever, but the actual landing, when you really get into it, man, why can we not go back? They supposedly lost all the telemetry data.
so I heard
The firmament.
They lost all.
So I watched this
telemetry
guy,
data.
the young millennial or old millennial is what he's called, and he just had.
And there
this
is you mentioned about what did they gain from being flat? Well, the United States gained a lot by claiming they went to the moon.
yeah, the U.S. did, well, the rest of the world
Oh, a
doesn't.
ton.
Yeah, they gained a lot.
So you have to keep everybody, the entire world, that knows this because it's not.
No,
five people.
other people may have had other reasons, and then you tell a lie long enough, everyone begins to believe it.
The Earth is not flat. Earth is not flat.
Yeah, I don't think it can.
You know what I think it is? I
can't.
think it's a cone. I think it looks just like a waffle cone, and everything
Now,
goes
if
in
you
and it
wanna-
spins like this, like a
If
top.
you want to talk about Antarctica and there's weird stuff in Antarctica, I probably
I would believe that, but
probably
it's
go
also
into that
it's also a
discussion.
polls issue to me.
Yeah, I think so too. But no, the Earth's round. But or I think so. But the moon landing, I don't know.
Everybody's like Antarctica. Why not all the countries kind of have a little piece of stake there and research there? Countries we don't agree with, blah blah blah. I mean, we're gonna go to war over it.
No,
We're gonna fight over
No.
it. I'm sure
Not right now,
there are
we're not.
resources there, but yeah,
Well, I mean, the fact that
They're buried under
the
miles
fact
right
that
now it's
ice.
frozen. Yeah,
Chile is only what's Chile? A couple hundred miles from Antarctica. It's not far.
It's probably more than that, but it's the closest thing there is
I
to
think it's
Antarctica.
okay. I'm not sure how.
let's
let's
swim
We're
it.
good. Get on Google machine.
Let's
I threw out a number that's probably way wrong, but it is the closest.
I bet it's 2,000 miles.
I believe Amanda's uncle's actually been to Antarctica.
That's impossible.
It's actually not.
The firmament because of the firmament.
Yeah, the firmament, man.
Now, there may be a certain part of it you can't go to because for some
Yeah,
reason
he was at the wall. He went all the
he
way
made
to
it
the
to the
wall.
wall. Yeah,
I mean, Antarctica's 5.4 million square miles. I mean, that's a lot of so Chile.
Okay, look at the
Chile
map.
is pretty close.
Well,
Yeah,
people
but it ain't
look
200
at
miles. I'm looking at the map.
people look at ancient maps and it shows Antarctica as a tropical environment. It could have been.
That's
People
one of the
could have been
theories.
there at
well,
one
but
point.
I mentioned
Thousands
maybe
of years
no,
ago.
Donnie, I don't think was here when I was talking about the Jack and Jill story or the Adam and Eve story, where they talk about the poles switching and that's why Antarctica was tropical at one time because when the poles switch, it then moved those to the Arctic
land
regions.
masses move. They shift. They move.
You get a mileage for us.
Things used to be
I'm almost there.
connected that aren't connected anymore.
No, I'm really struggling with this for some reason. I'm typing in distance. Maybe this is part of the flat Earth.
Oh, they won't give it to us. It's flat.
All right, I hear,
Do you know that a lot
they
of
can't find
a
directions
lot of
between
American
Antarctica and Chile.
Indians were
What's that? Say that again, Don.
had some Chinese heritage?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Whatever you just said.
Oh, well, stuff used to be connected.
Jamie, it's probably 1,000 from the tip. Is all. That's
I'm
still
Googling
pretty
now.
stinking close. I did. Look, I've got it up here. I'll show you what I got.
1,000, just the tip.
See,
I would walk.
I typed it in and nothing came.
So
it
just,
didn't tell me I can't get there. Oh,
It's called the Drake Passage.
I was trying to drive. Let's see if I could walk.
You're trying to drive. It's like, look here, man.
I guess so.
You're never going to make
It's
it.
trying to give me directions. It's trying to give me direction. Anyway, I think it's about time we
4,000 miles. I was close.
It looks closer than that.
Yeah, you were close. Couple hundred, 4,000, man.
From the tip, it looks closer than that. But anyway,
It's
what she
3,600 nautical miles.
it's time to
It is.
end this show. All right, we'll have probably everybody back in studio for Tuesday's drop. If y'all are lucky, y'all got to see us last night live on the TikTok. We enjoy that. We'll probably be doing it
That
long
was
tonight.
Monday night.
No, this is Thursday, Wednesday night.
Oh, it is. Oh, hey.
All right, parting words, Fortenberry.
Isis Day's Thursday. Two things. Ainsley's getting her knee worked on tomorrow, so be careful. And Dawn, happy birthday.
D-Dub, anything?
I don't know how to follow that, no. But good luck on the surgery. I hate that happened to her.
Outlaw.